This is our workspace. It's probably 10 years old now. We have been running the practice for the last 12 years, having worked with other practices. Came together on winning a competition for Caloundra Gallery. And I guess this building in itself demonstrates our ethos and approach.
You see in the design of it, Steve and I both designed this equally. On the left-hand side, I'd come from this high-tech experience in London with the steel and the glass, and on the right-hand side, which you'll see another image, Steve's come from this beautiful timber boxes and timber detailing. And so coming together in our studio was one of the first sort of really good collaborations.
Yeah. We're sort of working along the Sunshine Coast, but we've got projects from Byron Bay up to Zilsey near Rockhampton. So
just to give you a breadth, but we're really edge dwellers, as you can see. And the dot that you would have seen in the middle is our studio base. This is looking from the east back up to the street, and you can see that it's just one great big space. So the six of us all know what's happening on all of the projects all of the time.
And I guess that sort of building creates a really nice collaborative environment, and I guess inspirational for creativity for clients, but also our team.
And on the left, our studio. On the right is our neighbour's house, which we designed, and for Stephen Dunlop's studio on the right there, they actually went owner-builder, so it was a really serious learning curve for us all, and it wasn't just a kit of parts, the drawing to make it, but it's very much a sort of a little hub of studio spaces that work together. You can just see the plan at the bottom with the studio on the far left, the house, which is the brown building there, our studio, and then our stage 2.
What we're also interested in is preserving landscapes and fitting buildings within them, rather than change. You know, we're big believers in, you know, you find a lot of clues from your site that you're working on, you're sort of discovering, and then actually opening up spaces to create indoor-outdoor relationships, which works so well in our climate.
Also double height volume, so that spaces within the building itself can actually have access to all of the spaces. This is a series of paintings that Stefan's done next door. Okay, moving on to other projects we've done where we've started developing up a modular system for grids. So this whole building is designed on 3.6 metre grids and 900 and 1,200 panels.
So economy is another driving factor in our design, environment, economy, and creating less wastage, time-effective construction. Indoor-outdoor spaces which connect visually and physically, and also modulate the Queensland light.
So designing for climate so that you have the overhangs which create a shaded space in summer and lots of sun penetration in winter, which is what that diagram at the top indicates.
And we believe going through these sort of processes connects clients and users to their environment or to nature.
In this particular case, the house at Tewantin, it didn't have any fantastic view outlook or anything, so it was very much about creating an oasis in the middle with the pool and the double height space so that all of the spaces are very internalised. And
so it's not about creating huge spaces or houses, it's the quality of space and the light. This is renovation work. We also do a lot of renovations. Noosa's building stock is sort of 30 or more years old, and it's often the dilemma, do people knock down or start again? We're big advocates of actually keeping remnants of what we can.
This is the first project that we've done where we designed the building in about 2002, and then the new owners just last year came to us, and I believe Owen's here somewhere, asked us to bring it up to date for their lifestyle. And so we had the opportunity to completely re-look at the design of an existing building.
But fundamentally, this tree was centre stage, and it still is. There it is in the model there. It informed the strategy and the development of the design on the house. This little model here is some amenities that people might be familiar with. There again, whether it's
terrace at Noosaville Foreshore,
whether it's a public or a private project, similar sort of design ideals. We try and draw on the environment as much as possible.
So that model, was actually of the amenities building, which you'll know it's just near the tennis courts on Gimper Terrace. That was done about 6 years ago, I think. Still a fairly successful public building, which we've now moved on with the Visitor Information Centre, which also actually going back to the Caloundra.
This is 1997, so it's a flashback to the start of our practice.
The first project we did as Bart.
And And there again, that was an alterations and additions project. The yellow squiggle is basically the new part, and the part that welcomes people into the gallery, and the grey is the existing sort of gallery spaces.
And then 10 years later, basically having similar approaches again in another public building, the Information Centre for Tourism Noosa on Hastings Street. The left-hand side is actually a model that went over to Venice for the Biennale last year, and it was supposed to show the design idea of the leaf form of the roof.
In that section, you can see the premise of this building was really to create opportunities on the street edge and get light through to the street and activate the street with a lovely big canopy. And
we worked with Kevin McMahon and Wendy Brooks on the public art installation within the building, which are those lovely mangrove pods that hang down.
Publicity, we don't shy away from it. One of us, John Mainwaring, always used to say that you publish or perish, and so we embrace those opportunities because we believe it sort of gets your work out there, your ideas.
Well, a lot of the projects, again, have come from the publicity, but also the websites working for us now. And all those cities that we've actually, or countries that we've dotted around the world, are places where we actually have clients that we're working with at the moment. And just today, we received the go-ahead for another project from a client in Bangkok.
But this is really to demonstrate that you can create an alternative work environment out in the hinterland, but still be working on an international or connected to a global community.
The last slide is really on what's next. We're currently undergoing some research and development, and our boxes won't break apart like that.
But taking the ideas of modular construction, and we've been thinking about it for a long time, and that's the next phase.
Yeah.